Hey friends, and welcome back. Today I am on a mission to organize my entire house. Figured it might be fun to take you along for the journey. Of course, I say entire house, and realistically, my home is fairly organized at the moment, but there are a handful of just messy and disorganized spots that I've really been struggling with recently, and so today I want to do something about them. So last night I wrote out a list of some of the areas that have been bothering me the most, figured we could just tackle them one by one. Starting right here in the bedroom, I really want to find an improved solution for storing my makeup. Right now I just shove everything behind the mirror, which is nice because it keeps it out of sight, but it is kind of hard to get out and to put away, so I feel like we can improve on that a bit. Then I also want to reorganize my bedroom closet. It's a bit of a mess right now. Touch up the organization in the bathroom. I don't think it needs a complete overhaul, but it does need a bit of freshening up. The same goes for the tea cabinet. I also just want to do some restocking of that. And for our cleaning supplies in the laundry room, I want to install a hanging rack, which I'm really hoping will help keep things organized. And in the closet, I want to hang some kind of rack to store my purses. I have a couple of options I need to pick between. And then finally, and this is probably the biggest mess, I want to tackle my office, and right now kind of looks like a bomb went off in there. So there's a lot that I want to get done, but I'm excited for this. I think many of these areas should be pretty straightforward. Others might be a bit more challenging, but overall I'm just looking forward to spending some dedicated time coming up with some creative solutions to these areas that have really been kind of struggles for me in the past few months. Now I want to get right into this, so let's start organizing. Okay, so here's the spot in question. This little corner right here on the floor is normally where I do my makeup. Typically what I'll do is just slide my makeup right behind the mirror when it's not in use, and it really nicely kind of hides it from view. But the problem that I'm experiencing is, especially now that I've started doing my hair here too, is that we just have a number of different things that kind of have to slide out. Sometimes they get stuck behind the mirror. It's just kind of hard to reach everything. So I was thinking through just a couple of possible solutions for this space. I think what I landed on is I think it would be really helpful just to have a tray that I could just put everything into. That way it would all slide out as one piece, and it would just kind of cohesively be able to travel as a unit. And that way, if my makeup or getting ready supplies ever changes and adapts, I'll have space for that to grow or to evolve with me. I have a couple of options here. Well, technically I have three, but this is just a piece of cardboard, and I feel like I would probably want to go with this since it's about the same size anyways. Feels like it would be sturdier. This was a little kind of like storage basket that I already had on hand, which I thought would be great if I could use it, because I'm all for, if I can not buy new product for organizing my home, I'm all about that. But I kind of had a sneaky suspicion, and looking at it now, I think I might be right, that the size of this is just not going to be long enough. I don't think that they make a size that's this width, unfortunately. So we'll give both of these a test drive, but looking at it, I feel like this might be the option that we end up going with. Let's test it out now though. Okay, yeah. First thing doesn't quite fit. I wish they had a longer size, because I do feel like this would slide really well on the carpet, but no matter. Let's go with this guy, and honestly I feel like this will slide pretty well too. I feel like this size is going to be perfect. So I just have my makeup palette here, then my makeup bag. If you want to see all the makeup that I have, I did recently film a makeup collection that's updated, so I'll link that somewhere up here. And then I just have my little heat protectant spray. So that is all of my supplies. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, love the fact that this has a handle too. I think that'll make it really easy to drag in and drag out. Let's test it now. Okay, so here's our tray. We're just going to slide it into place back here. Test that out. Oh, that's perfect. It has the handle. You can just pull it out, tuck it back in. I feel like that's gonna work so well. I like how tidy and organized that looks too. Okay, this is honestly so satisfying. I can't believe I never thought of this before, but I feel like this is going to be an absolute game changer just when it comes to storing my makeup in a way that's easy and accessible. Alright, but next let's tackle my bedroom closet, and just a quick glance at this space really reveals just how messy it is. There's clothing just bursting out of these hanging shelves and a giant mess on the shelf above the hangers. And truth be told, this is an area that I've been struggling with pretty much ever since we first moved into our house. Whenever there's an area like that where it's just a constant struggle, I always try to figure out, okay, what is the cause of this? What is the source of the disorganization, the messiness of this space? I think for this closet closet in particular, there are really two main problems, one of which is going to be a lot easier to address. That's what I want to focus on today. And the other is going to be a lot more of a long-term solution. So on the short-term side of things, I think one big problem I've been facing is that I just don't have enough hangers, and the ones that I have just aren't working. I've shared this a bit in past videos, but in the past year or so, there are several areas of my life that I've just become a bit more lenient with when it comes to minimalism, because I felt that that was what I wanted and needed in that season. My closet is one of those areas where I have accumulated a few more possessions than I used to have. Because of that, I need more hangers now than I did, say, a year or two ago. So today, what I want to do is to replace my hangers with more non-slip hangers. I found some really beautiful ones at HomeGoods the other day. I really think that in adding more storage, by introducing more hangers, it's really going to make it so that the shelves here aren't overstuffed. And on top of that, we'll be able to keep the area above the hangers in check as well, just because we have more places to store items that way. It's really going to help to prevent the issue of overstuffing that we're seeing here. So here are the hangers that I want to use. They were $15 for a pack of 35, which is a great deal. I'll try to link some similar ones below. But now let's swap these out, and I'm really excited to see the difference that they make in this space.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know.
So here are all of the old hangers, and this is what everything looks like now hung up. I love how tidy and neat that is, and there are probably 10-ish extra hangers right here that I can use for all of these clothes. So that's what I want to do right now. And then if necessary, I do have actually an entire extra set of 35 of these, but I don't know if we're gonna need them. So let's hang up some of the clothes in these drawers right here and see how we're doing. Oh, also, I think I forgot to say, so obviously on the short-term side of things, the lack of hangers was a problem and something that we're fixing right now. But then on the long-term side of things, the other real issue that I've been running into is just that I don't think that this space is really configured well for effectively storing my clothing. I like having a decent amount of folded clothing, and to me, even though we have an entire dresser in the bedroom, it just doesn't make sense to me to store half of my clothing that's folded there, then the other half all the way over here in the closet, kind of with the bathroom in between. It just doesn't feel like an effective use of space. And so I think that eventually I would like to just completely redo our closet and either use like the Alpha system, something like that from the Container Store, or even make something completely ourselves. But that is definitely a pricier, more challenging, and definitely a longer term solution. So nothing in the plans as of yet, but long term, that is something that I would love to do just to kind of once and for all solve the problem of this space.
For all in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest, honestly don't. I should be the last to know.
Oh wow, what an improvement. I actually have an entire set of hangers left. I think what I'm going to do is probably buy a second one of these so we can swap out all of Christopher's. Then I'm hoping we'll have like 15-ish hangers left over afterwards, so I can have just some extra hanging space here, because there are a couple more shirts here that I'd like to hang up. But I think I'd just like to do Christopher's at the same time, figure out exactly how many we need. I think 3 packs for the entire closet should do the trick, but overall the space is looking so much better. I've got all my hanging stuff organized by color for the tops, and then I kind of repeated that again for all of my dresses and skirts. And then I've got everything sorted by kind, neatly folded on the hanging shelves. I love that nothing is just like bursting at the seams anymore. It's not overstuffed, so really happy with this one. It's amazing what a difference something as subtle as adding 10 extra hangers can make, but this space just looks a million times better. I love it. For our bathroom, I'm not trying to do anything too crazy in here. I'm pretty happy with all of the organization systems that we currently have in place, but it has been quite a while since I touched them up, and I do find that even with organization systems that work for you, every so often it's important to go in and just straighten things up, make sure that it's all neat and tidy, kind of remove anything that maybe you're not using, anything that isn't serving you, just overall give everything a bit of a refresh. So that's what I want to do here in the bathroom right now. We have, let's see, 3 drawers and 2 cabinets that I want to tackle, and so we'll just quickly whiz over them and see if there's anything that we can just neaten up that little bit. Found a couple of bits here that I've decided to declutter. These are just a couple products that just didn't quite work for me. This is some self-tanning drops. This is a collagen SPF lotion, and then just a bit of empty packaging. We have a buy nothing group with some friends, so I think I might post these 2 products in there since I didn't use them that much. They just didn't work for me, and then we'll just recycle that.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope.
That was nice and easy, but wow, what an impact that had. I love it when you can just spend 5 minutes touching things up and just feel like you have a completely new and fully reorganized space. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with our tea cabinet now. So like I was saying, pretty much the same thing for this tea cabinet. I basically just want to refresh the organization for it, but then also there is a bit of restocking that I need to do. Several of my tea containers, I have either run out of the tea, so I need to restock some of them, relabel a few, and so generally we're just going to touch this area. This is one of those things that's honestly a lot easier if you just stay on top of it consistently, but I've just kind of let it fall to the wayside over the past few weeks and months, so I think that we just need to give this area a little bit of dedicated love, then hopefully we'll be able to maintain it going forward.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep in the liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
Well, again, in just a few short minutes, the space has seen a massive improvement. I love how neat and tidy it is now. I really just want to challenge myself to seeing how beautiful, how neat and tidy it is, to really maintain that on an ongoing basis. I think I was saying that earlier, but I feel like that's kind of been my shortcoming when it comes to keeping the space tidy. I think that just taking that 30 seconds, that extra minute to restock teas as they run out, or to take care of teas as they come in, kind of put them in the appropriate place, it's really going to help me to keep this cupboard neat and tidy, ongoing month after month. So next, let's tackle the laundry room, and there are a couple of things that I want to do in here that I think are really going to make a difference in helping our cleaning supplies stay tidy and organized. Right now, our mop, broom, all the vacuum attachments, the vacuum, it's just all kind of a jumbled up mess in a corner of the laundry room. And so the other day I was on Amazon, I found this really cool kind of like suspension rack that you can hang easily all of those little bits and bobs from. So I really want to install that in our laundry room, hopefully tidy everything up, get it off the floor. And then the other thing too is we have a Dyson vacuum that we've had probably for like 6 months now, and it comes with a really cool little suspension rack so you can hang it from wherever you have it plugged in, which I love, but we've never actually installed. It's literally been just sitting on our washer and dryer for the past 6 months, which isn't great. So I also want to hang that up, and I'm really hoping that in doing both of those things, we're really going to be able to inject some order and some organization into our laundry room. So here's the little wooden rack. I think it's so gorgeous. I just want to hang it up right here. I just got a little tutorial from Christopher on how to install drywall screws. So now we just need to put one more up, then this will be good to hang. It's kind of funny, I think being married so young, there are just a couple of things that, you know, I've kind of always wanted to know how to do, but I've just never had the need to learn. And so learning how to hang some of this stuff, installing the drywall screws, that's something that Christopher typically would do for me, which I love and I so appreciate, but I asked him to show me because I feel like that's a skill I should have. So we had the little demo from him for one, and so now it's up to me to install the second one. Okay, moment of truth. Let's test if this worked. Let's see here, I'm like halfway. Okay, let's test this thing out. Wow, this whole area now looks so great. I love that we've been able to take everything from being in a pile on the floor right here, and now it's just our vacuum, to being nicely hung up and just so much more easily accessible too. I don't need to go rummaging around to the very back. I'll be able to just easily grab what I need. That's so nice. So next let's tackle the Dyson, and this is the little piece that we need to suspend from the wall. This is where it just plugs into the charging station. I think what I'm going to do is try to find a stud on the wall and just drill this directly into the stud. That way we don't need to worry about the drywall screws. Go for that. Attach this guy. Okay, that's one though. And now the second one. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, let's test this thing out. It should just snap right into place. Oh, perfect. You can even see the charging. That looks so good. I love it. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty handy right now. This looks amazing. I feel like that's just gonna be so convenient to be able to grab that and vacuum. I think the only other thing that I want to do in here is just find a little cord cover for this guy right here. This feeds right into the panel box with our Wi-Fi and everything like that. But I feel like it would be really nice to hide that cord as well as these guys. So 10 out of 10 improvement to be sure when it comes to the organization of our laundry room. But now let's head to our entryway closet where I want to tackle a similar but slightly different problem. So in here, the issue isn't that I need space to store cleaning supplies, but rather bags. I have 2 bags and 2 backpacks, and right now I have nowhere to store half of them. And even for the ones that I do have little hooks hung up for all the time, they'll just bust off of these little hooks that I have them set on, because I think that these are only rated for 1 pound, and this thing is definitely pushing the upper limit of that. So there are kind of 2 options that I'm considering here. I don't know which one I want to go with. So option 1 is this guy, and it is just a very sturdy over the door rack. What I like about this idea is it would be super easy to install. It's literally just going over the door. But what I'm worried about is that we're opening and closing the door to our entryway all the time. And I kind of feel like it's going to be a lot of movement. Like every time you open and close the door, the purses, bags, whatever, I just feel like they're going to be swinging back and forth a little bit. So I'm just concerned that it might involve a little bit too much movement. Then option 2 is this accordion rack. And pros for this one, it is also super sturdy. What I really like about it is that I'd be able to mount it to one of the inner walls of this closet, which means that my bags wouldn't be getting in the way whenever we open the door. Of course, the con for this is it's going to be a lot harder to install, but I am feeling a lot more confident in whether we do the drywall hooks or trying to find studs, feeling a lot more confident about my ability to install those. So I don't know, part of me just wants to go the easy route and go with the over the door one, but I do genuinely think that our purses will get in the way. So I think it might be time for another drywall installation adventure. We'll do this guy. Now, we just need to figure out the height, make sure that the longest bag has a bit of clearance. Okay, let's write this down, start drilling some holes. So that was both easier and harder than I thought it was going to be to put up on the wall. Now let's see what it looks like with all the bags on it. Well, I think this has to be my favorite project yet. I love the way it looks, and I think that this rack is at least 10 times sturdier than the hooks that I had in place before, which is incredible. I'm so excited just to be able to come in, to this closet whenever I'm on my way out the door, to be able to quickly grab the bag that I need, not have to worry about, putting it on the floor when I get back, or the, little hooks just falling off. This is going to be so useful. I'm already just over the moon about this one. Okay, then last but not least, let's tackle my office / our guest bedroom. As you can see behind me, this place is a mess. Right now, the bed is just piled up with things that I need to return that are leftovers from when we redid our patio, as well as just a bunch of other miscellaneous items. All of my hard drives are on here. So this place needs a real tidy up. Need to take care of this keyboard here. Don't know what we're going to do with that. There's a bunch of stuff on our desk right here. Not a very useful space at the moment, and so right now I think it just needs a really good tidy up. Need to sort out what I need to return, and then also just inject some order into this space. So I think we'll begin with just sorting out everything that's on the bed and on the desk here. Then once we've got that under control, we can tackle the closet in here because that's also a mess. I feel like we need to deal with this first. So I was just chatting with Christopher, and I think we're going to try putting this larger keyboard case in the attic, sell the small keyboard. He was just given a larger keyboard, which is what the case is for, by a friend. It's a lot nicer than this one, so I think we're either going to sell or give away this one and then just put away this guy, but I think I'm gonna let Christopher take care of that. Other than that though, this room is looking so much tidier. We were able to clear everything off the bed, got the returns by the car ready to go. Then also I was able to reset this desk to just a state where I'll actually be able to work from. So now let's just spend 3 minutes tidying up my office closet, then we'll call it a day. Well, it really is amazing what just a few minutes of work can do. This space is all tidy and reset now. There was a lot of trash in here that I just needed to recycle, and then also some things that just weren't where they should be. Well, this is looking good. Well, that wraps up this organization day, and I am just thrilled with all of the progress and the small improvements that we've been able to make around the house. I really do feel like some of the additions, some of the swaps we've been able to make are really going to make our space just so much more user-friendly. I love too just being able to take this opportunity and some time to just kind of refresh, to touch up some of the organization that we already have in place too. So I really hope that you enjoyed coming along with me for this video, that it maybe motivates you and inspires you to organize your own space. I love having just a day and afternoon to organize some messy spots in my home. Definitely encourage you to do the same. And as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Bye!